Hello, Susan Routledge. How are you?
Fantastic, thank you. So lovely to be here. Thank you.
Well, we're the lucky ones because I'm going to go straight into it with you, Susan, right now. One of the reasons I've asked you for an interview today is that you are, in fact, one of the first industry consultants to actually utilize PHAB Service Stars in a way that not too many consultants have done. And so I was so delighted to watch you and your Directors Club. And I'm going to ask you about your journey to this point. And I'm going to ask you also about your passion to do with standards, your passion to do with, I guess, raising industry sort of averages. Yeah. I'm someone that I think I loathe mediocrity. I loathe the ordinary in any part of my life. It's either strive to do the best or you're not good enough, and that's not your avenue, is what I tell myself. Do what you do best. So I figure now is a good time to ask you, how did you get to this point of your journey? And if you can also add, where does the Directors Club come in and what is it?
Okay.
Over to you, Susan.
Fantastic. I've been in the industry for forever. All I ever wanted to do from being small was to be involved. At that time I wanted to be a makeup artist, because obviously, it was just, I was just fascinated by everything to do with beauty when I was growing up. So, of course, when I left school, what happened was that there was only one course in the northeast of England. So, and it was only the second year that ran it. So I joined it. You had to do hair and beauty at that time, and it was 4 years. But what was the fantastic thing was that at that point, there wasn't really very many beauty therapists in the northeast. So I was just so fortunate that, we got taught by physiotherapists, we got taught by scientists, like the cosmetics, like science, we had it was very, very specific in each topic. And it was just the most amazing training. But then when it came to the end, just before the end, we got invited to, if you wanted to enroll to go and work at Ragdale Hall for the summer.
Of course.
And I remember. I went there, and you know what? It was an eye-opener, because obviously at college we've been working with, just basic equipment, basic products, and I went there, and it was just, all of the fantastic product houses they had. I was surrounded by all this fantastic equipment, and I just at that point thought, I just want to be at that level all the time. And of course, I live in a little town called Consett, which is next Steel Town, so it's like 14 miles from any city. So I just started a small business, freelancing, because there wasn't any salons, like beauty salons in my area. And new clients were traveling into the cities to have treatments. Of course, the banks wouldn't loan any money, because they didn't know. They must have just thought, why does she want all this money?
Can I just clarify? Consett is halfway between Durham and Newcastle, right?
That's right, yes. So 14 miles either way, practically. And so I eventually put a business, sort of a package together for a business plan for Shell Oil, who were loaning to businesses, and they funded, they give me a loan, which at that time it wasn't a lot of money, but to me it was. And so I got started. I freelanced for a year, and I taught as well. And then, because I'd done my teaching certificate, and then I opened my first salon, opened Finishing Touch Clinic. And it
still remains Finishing Touch Clinic all these years later. How wonderful.
Yeah, and it's 34 years now since I started. And originally it was just me, obviously, and then within 10 years we'd grown, well, we'd expanded 5 times, and I just used to set myself all these big dreams, and we won Professional Beauty Large Salon of the Year, which then, you know, was a bit unheard of for like a town salon to win.
Of course, yeah.
And then went on to win lots of others, but we still the largest independent clinic salon, beauty salon in the northeast of England. And you know, I have a fantastic team. I stepped out of the business many years ago to work just solely on the business.
Sure.
And then I started then helping other salons to do this, help salon owners to do the same. And I then got involved with Habia, helping with setting standards. And it's just been a fantastic journey. I mean, now, you know, I'm so proud I'm on the board at the director's board at PHAB.
Fantastic.
So nearly 5 years ago, what I did was I started a membership called Beauty Directors Club, which is exclusively for successful salon owners, because, you know, once you are successful, everyone thinks you should know what you're doing all the time, but, you know, you still need support, you still need, you know, sort of help. So, you know, we have a panel of 10 exclusive experts, real specialists in law, HR, recruitment and things. And we just have this amazing community. Lots of fun as well, because to me, business should be fun. Yeah, and then during lockdown, we wrote 2 best-selling books called Beauty and the Best 1 and Beauty and the Best 2, which went bestseller around the world, which is because everyone has fantastic stories, and you never get a chance to tell it. So we yeah, and you know, it's been such an inspiration, and even, you know, Forest Software, they now use the books as a training tool for new customer service.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because it makes them understand what makes a successful salon and the ups and downs and ins and outs of it. So yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So tell us about standards and where, see, you've actually been guiding your people now to go for the PHAB Service Star. So firstly, we'd like to know how you heard about it. And then secondly, what exactly has driven you to take this tool, and the stars are a tool in beauty, hair, barbering, nails, you know, for colorists. It is basically saying, utilize us to salon owners, utilize us to motivate your teams, to inspire your teams, to make them look at what's important in their columns. So why did that catch your eye so quickly and swiftly, and then you move so quickly on it that, can I say, I think we've got something like, well, I can't say the number, but let's say you've encouraged a number of people to come in. The admiration for us really is of your guidance to these people, which is incredible, because they're utilizing PHAB Service Stars the way it's meant to be used. Over to you. So what happened? Where did that click come in for you?
Well, everything that you've just said is the reason why.
I'm so sorry. I have a big mouth.
You know, but I first saw the PHAB Service Star when you very first brought it out, and I can remember seeing it, and then, you know, I didn't hear anything more about it, obviously, because of the circumstances, you know. And then when he relaunched, I just looked at it and I just thought, you know, that there just isn't anything else in the industry where an individual is measured on their performance, and, you know, and it is all about how you interact with your client, you know, getting that client back, you know, how you, you know, the standards of training that you've had, everything. And so I looked at it, went on the website, had a look, and when I saw that the advisory board that's involved, obviously, you know, amazing people from our industry, and I just thought, this is something special. So I think, as I say, you know, there isn't anything else that, obviously I've been building teams for years, and you know, we have fantastic staff retention, but you do get to a point where you know, there's only so many progressions you can give someone, and just the PHAB Service Star, you know, one of my team we've put through, and she's been successful.
Charlotte, my God, I have to say, the feedback we got from your customers about Charlotte's service, I mean, it's everything that people value. It's the trust, what we're trying to establish. And sorry to interrupt here, but Susan, when we support someone that gets the star, and of course we do support people, and I'll talk about that in a minute, we have to be able to do it with a clear conscience. We have to be able to say to ourselves, if we're recommending people in and around Concert to go see Charlotte, we need to know without a shadow of a doubt that we can recommend Charlotte.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So the checks have to be so thorough. And I know you have a couple of points about us being overly thorough. I know we've got some feedback, but you know.
No, it wasn't overly. It was, you know, the thing is, I think it's because it's such an intense process, and it's like waiting for Christmas, isn't it? To see, and as well, yeah, it was. I was so pleased to put Charlotte through. Obviously, we're going to put everyone else through, but to put Charlotte through, because then I could see the process. And sort of, you know, there's just no way you can cheat this system and get through.
Thank you. I'm sure there is a way to cheat the system. And, you know, I hope we've made it really tough to do that. Yeah. And, you know, nothing is ever perfect in life. This much I have learned in life. But we have taken every precaution we can possibly think of, that when someone goes up through the channels and gets to the PHAB Service Star and then qualifies for it, I have to say we can very confidently say, go to Charlotte's beauty bed, or if she was a hairdresser, her styling chair. If she was a barber, her styling chair. If she's a nail technician, her nail station. We want people to know that when we say they've got that star, go in. You can trust that nothing but wonderful things will happen to you during that visit.
But you know what I love though, Nergish, about what you've done here as well, is that, you know, to me, it's a really low cost to enter. I mean,
£80 plus VAT.
Yeah, but the thing is that if someone doesn't get through, they don't get charged.
Absolutely.
On top of that, they also get feedback on where to improve. You know, and that is like, you know, that is, to me, that's gold dust, you know, because, and as well, so inspiring, because, you know, and I've seen this obviously with my members when they've got through, and like anyone from their team, it's the it's like when I know it sounds silly, but it's a little bit like winning the lottery kind of thing. It's like, you know, for Charlotte, I know like clients are still bringing out gifts in, cards in, you know, the team, they just like, were just so, you know, enamored that she got it. And it's, you know, such a, and I know obviously Hannah as well, who's got through, you know, they're around that, it increases sales for everybody else because they all want to be the same kind of thing. And
so, I mean, for us, basically, the tool is there to help business owners. So you can tell your staff 100 times that they're not retailing properly, because it isn't about selling, it's about making sure the customer has the tools and the products to look after their skin, their hair, their nails, their beards, all of it. You can say it 100 times as a salon owner, but when someone goes to get their PHAB Service Star and see if they're qualifying, and complete independent people, experts no less, are telling you, you're not doing that job right. Your numbers, and you know, everything we ask for tells us what they're not doing right, because we're experts in the industry.
Yeah.
So the point that you were making earlier is that it reinforces what the manager has said. But what is so motivational is that then they want to do it, because now they're being compared to the industry averages, and they're not even meeting industry average. And the boss doesn't have to say it any longer. They found out from an independent source that has nothing to gain whether they get their PHAB Service Star or not. Experts are telling them, hey, you're at industry average, but you're not above industry average. And only people above performing and delivering customer service above industry average will qualify for the PHAB Service Star. And that then sets a standard that instantly sets a measurable, fair, even standard.
Yeah, totally.
That everyone has to comply by.
Yeah, you know, and as well, it's the support as well around it all. You know, I know that once you are through, you've got years support as well. Absolutely. But to me, I would have everybody apply because it's, as I say, it's you're getting back the feedback that you need. You know, you can have someone who's excelling in one area, but it has to be across the board. To me, you can't have, you know, someone having in a team someone who's excelling, and then others, it's a different experience when somebody comes in. It has to be that everybody is working to the same standards. You know, it can't be that, you know, someone comes in once and has a treatment and it's fantastic, and then next time they don't get told about products, they don't get advised on what else. It's, you know, it is quite easy, and I see it all the time, where you know, therapists can just get into that routine of just doing a treatment, you know, getting a client in, getting a client out. And it has to be, you know, clients are very savvy now. There's so much competition out there. You know, clients quite easily can go, you know, if you're, I always like to say, if you're not going to look after your client, let them go somewhere where they are going to be looked after.
Absolutely.
You know, and clients will.
On that point itself, is that what it is that a beauty therapist can be a great beauty therapist because she delivers a superb facial and the results look fantastic as the customer walks out of the business. But then without letting the customer know how to upkeep that for 6 weeks, how to make sure that she has a line that she can pick up and call you and say, hey, something's not quite right about my skincare routine, and I'm starting to get this. The ability to approach that person, that professional that you now trust implicitly, and having that one person give us all round service from start to finish and continuously is going to be the way forward. There are lots of things people can do online now, including buy retail, but they are going to buy retail by reading through little passages and saying, is this good for my wrinkles, without taking into consideration that their skin may not be dry, it might be dehydrated, it might be something they're doing, it might be their hobbies. Only a beauty therapist in a salon is going to be able to solve it for you properly. You can buy all of it online, but that advice that comes from taking into consideration, it's exactly what doctors say, stop looking at the bloody internet. They're going to tell you you're dying, when really this is the solution and this is the practical way to treat it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, a client, say they come in for a monthly facial, an hour, that is that's 12 hours, half a day you're spending with that client doing treatments. They've still got 364 and a half days left in the year where you're leaving them to their own devices, and it has to be that a client doesn't just want to have a treatment, they want a solution, they want great skin, they want to look younger, it can't happen in half a day of treating a client. It's
it's the trust you form. And PHAB Service Stars, when all we want is the consumer to look for that star and say, they've been checked thoroughly by industry experts, let's just go there, we're not going to be disappointed. I really see that being the way forward in the industry, is that we are going to establish trust. You don't just get great service in London, in Manchester, in Edinburgh. You can get it anywhere. Right now, I'm talking to someone where Charlotte is based in Consett. Honestly, I didn't know where Consett was. I had to ask you where it was. And so, but nonetheless, I can go to Consett and get the best possible service. And so 14 miles either way in Durham and Newcastle, people there need to know that there is someone holding a PHAB Service Star in Consett. Go out there, find the person, and you won't be disappointed.
No, I mean, Nergish, hats off to you. It's fantastic.
It's aged me. I'm only 14 years old.
No, it's amazing. It's just so good. And say in fact I do encourage just anyone to look at it and and just go for it. If you're doing a good job, you want some recognition for it. And
absolutely. And so up and down the country, I can say to you, we're so desperately in need of people. Don't doubt yourself. If you think you may qualify because your customers are lining up for 6 weeks at a time to try and get an appointment with you, if that's happening with you and you're giving beautiful customer service, etc., your numbers will tell us that. Your customers will tell us that. All our checks, our verification processes that are quite private will tell us that. All you have to do is fill in the application form online. It is confidential. If you don't get through, nobody knows. Nobody will ever know you applied for that PHAB Service Star and you didn't get it. And you're only, if you don't get it, you're only 3 months away from getting it, because you've just got to improve what we're asking you to, and the sky's the limit. So, and we take evidence for that, etc. But I gotta tell you, it's worth doing it, because the publicity we will give you on social media for that year, and then you reapply by telling us, it's much easier because your application is filled in, but you've got to give us new testimonials, you've got to give us your current numbers, etc. So no one is allowed to hold a PHAB Service Star unless this year they're providing great service yet again.
But I think on top of that, though, Nergish, as well, it's the confidence as well to know that you're doing things right.
Of course.
It's, yes, the recognition is fantastic, but to actually know that you are doing a fantastic job.
Shall I tell you, someone just wrote to us literally a week ago saying, hey, just to let you know, since I've had the PHAB Service Star, I've had trade magazines calling me for my opinion on things. Do you know what it does? It's not just that it'll put more money in the till, which, by the way, I've got another interview coming up. And of course, Susan, you can talk to us, of course, about Charlotte, if that did impact in higher revenues, even just before she got the star, just the application process made her pick up her pace. So we've got people who are calling us and telling us, thank you, because it's done wonders for them. And this was just an example that suddenly this person, in fact, I can name a name just now because she said it on video herself. Just Aileen Maher is a wig specialist in Ireland. So a hairdresser, Plus, she does the most marvelous job for people with, and specializes in hair loss. I got to tell you, she says, ever since I've had the PHAB Service Star, the phone hasn't stopped ringing. People have treated her like an expert, which she was due to be.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're finding her, salons in the UK have sourced her training in Ireland and have brought her over to Manchester, brought over to London to train, all because all eyes on Aileen Maher and her PHAB Service Star. So, you know, we're hoping that that just enhances people's sort of everyday, you know, Charlotte is giving great service and performing as a fantastic therapist every day in concert. Yeah. I just want to highlight her.
And I think for Charlotte and the other therapists, I don't know many in the hair industry who's got it, but like, I think as well, it's that thing where you know that you're inspiring others as well. You know, I think that is
priceless,
really. Pride, and you know, it's amazing.
And so we love our job here because all we get to do is say wonderful things. I gotta tell you, I mean, sometimes, well, it works both ways, because remember, we're turning away plenty of people, but can I say to you what makes me proud is that the people we have turned away wait patiently, do what they have to do, and return. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. We're not just crushing people's feelings. We're basically saying, if you improve this aspect, look what happens to your service. Yeah. Look what happens to your loyal customer numbers. And you know, all that is important. So I guess in your case, Susan, leave us with the last word, because, you know, you're so involved in beauty standards. Just the fact that you're on the executive board, was it?
The director board.
The director board of BAD. I mean, we are so honored that someone who has basically been involved in beauty standards, an organization that has been involved in such high standards, actually has someone coming along and recognizing that we're there to support you in business. And so I'll leave you with the last word for the industry. And of course, your Directors Club is such a success, what you're doing. Your books are being used by software companies. My God, that's unbelievable. So thank you so much for your time. And I leave you with the last word. Thank you very much for supporting us.
The last word I would say is that, you know, just go for it. Just, you know, I can see the huge difference that it's made, not only in my business, but also in sort of members that we've got in Beauty Directors Club, you know, both for their teams and individuals as well. It's something very special. And Nergish, thank you.
Susan Routledge, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Goodbye.
You. And take care.
Thanks.